Hello everyone, today in this video we'll be discussing the AIML super important questions and solutions for the externals of 2023, and in this video you'll be learning what are the important and the most expected questions for the externals that you can learn easily in less amount of time, and what were the most repeated questions in the previous year papers, and how do you attempt to write in the exam so that you can expect full marks, where does most of the marks go, what are the mistakes, most of the things you need to avoid, what you have been doing till now. That's all things I'll be discussing in depth. And if a question is given, if you have a graph, if you have some theory, if you have the key points, how do you organize those and write in the exam script for getting most marks, all the things I'll be discussing in this video. So in this video I'll be discussing just the module 1 of AIML, and for the depth information you can already watch, I've made a video. In this I'll be just slightly going through all the topics which you need to keep in mind, and you have to write the answers in elaborated form in your own words. Okay, so these are the questions which you can see. There are totally 9 questions. Okay, so we'll be discussing each of these questions in depth, and if you just watch this video till the end, you will be able to write this in the exam without even studying. Okay, I'll be explaining in that way that you can remember all the things with some connections in the answer scripts. Okay, so make sure you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and watch this video till the end and don't miss any of these questions. If you already know these questions and if you are feeling like it's not worth watching, you can just download this document. The link is in the description box and you can go through it whenever you want. Okay, so this is just for the revision purpose. The depth information is already explained in the previous videos. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get started. The questions which I have mentioned here are repeated more than 5 times, so you will not regret studying any of these questions. Okay, so let's get started with the first question, which is what are the task domains of AI? Okay, what do you understand by the term task domains? Task domains means what? Where all AI is used in real life. See, if you just have a glance of where all AI is used, you need not see what is written in the notes. Okay, just listen to me, that is more than sufficient. If you want to become like a stupid robot, then you can see the notes what I have written and then start by hearting it. Okay, or else you can just listen and keep in mind what I'm trying to say. This document will be there with you. Okay, but this video is more important for you to make some connection between the points. So listen carefully and answer my questions. Where all AI is used, what comes to your mind first? Okay, see, let's take a very simple example. Like, let's take the COVID example itself. If you see AI is used in COVID, it can be used like for detecting if the person is wearing a mask or not. Okay, actually there's nothing AI used in that, but that thing can be made a use of AI in the further steps, right? Just tell whatever comes to your mind. That is more important than thinking if it is right or not. Okay, just try and do the steps. This is the same mindset you need to have while attempting to write the exam as well. Don't worry if it is right or not, just write it. If you feel it as right, keep it. If it's not right, modify it, make it right. That's all. What's the mindset you need to have to score maximum marks. If you are more concerned about what is the actual answer and all, you will be not getting in mind what is the stuffs. Another thing is that you need not keep more things in mind, keep less things in mind, elaborate it more. Now the question is, if you don't know anything, how will you elaborate? Who is telling you not to know anything? That's why I'm making this video, to make you know the things, right? That's why you have to watch this video till the end. Okay, so the task domains of AI, there are the general things what you can observe, like where all AI is used. It's used in the gaming purpose, it's used in your YouTube algorithm or the recommendations where you get. It's used in the social media as well, for finding out the network of friends, who is related to whom, the person, which person will like which person. Those all algorithms are based on AI, that is based on artificial intelligence, right? Those are the same things you need to form in 3-step process. Okay, for what are the 3-step processes? That the first thing is you need to have some basic tasks, like the mundane tasks. Okay, or else you can call it as basic tasks. Basic task means you'll be having there as the simple tasks, like the seeing thing, hearing thing, saying thing, reading or controlling something. Those are the very basic tasks, right? That's only written here. You have to remember perception, natural language, common sense reading and robotic control. Okay, first 3 things you just remember. After that we have some formal tasks like gaming and mathematics. Don't read what is inside that. Okay, read it but don't try to memorize. What you have to memorize is gaming and mathematics. Just memorize these 2, read these 3 things. What is under these 3 things, what I mean is these 3 things. Okay, these just read it and go through it. Don't try to memorize it, you will be getting in your mind. Okay, And about the expert tasks, you have a few tasks like the scientific, health analysis, financial analysis. This you can write it in your own words also, right? So just you have to write these few points, and just writing this much will not fetch you 8 marks, but this question has been asked for 8 or 7 marks. What you need to do is pick up each point and write whatever you know about it. Perception means where all perceptions are used in artificial intelligence. You are seeing something, you are detecting something, you are classifying something, there the perceptions is used. As long as you write some relevant stuff, it does not matter what you write. Okay, don't worry much, you just have to write more things which is relevant to what you are writing. Okay, that's all you need to write for each of these things. You can easily get to know what are the things getting applied here, and you can fill the answer script. Okay, so that was about the first super important question, task domains of AI. Don't miss this question. Moving on, we have the second question, which is what is AI technique. Okay, before going into the theoretical concept, just forget about this one, listen to me. AI technique means what? How does AI work? Okay, basically they are asking how does AI work. See, for every of the thing what is working in the world, what happens is you'll be having some knowledge with you, you'll be having some data with you. By using that data, you are processing that data and getting some output. These are the three things happening in the real world, right? You'll be having some data, you'll be processing it, you'll be getting some output. The same thing is getting applied in the AI as well. Why? Because you'll be having some data which represents knowledge generalization. Now pay attention to the key points you need to write. The knowledge captures generalizations. The knowledge which you have, by that you'll be capturing a generalization or the trend what is happening. By using that trend, what you are doing is you'll be calling those people who can understand it, the people who are experts in the domain. It is understood by the people, they are processing the data. After that you'll be modifying where the modifications are to be done, modifying that data, and finally applying it in many places, right? Used in many situations. Even if it is not sufficient, you will be still using it, so that whatever the information can get, you will be getting it. Finally, what you will be doing is you will be able to overcome the sheer possibilities. See, there are many possibilities for a particular solution, but only those possibilities are important which are like narrowed by AI. See, AI does not consider many possibilities. It will narrow down the possibility to answer is lying in between this much only. So you'll be able to pick an answer between this much point. That will save your time, right? That is what is called AI technique. Now the examples what you can mention is for the searching. The first example what is they have present here is important AI technique is searching. Searching means what? Suppose you have a great list of dictionary, okay, and it is arranged in alphabetical order. So if you provide this information to AI, what the AI will do is it will be able to know that the particular word, if it is starting from Z, it will be at the end of the dictionary. If it is starting from A, it will be at the starting of the dictionary. By using this information, it will be able to find out the answer in a much more quicker sense. That is what is called searching. Next is use of knowledge and abstraction. Obviously you will be using knowledge, so you have use of knowledge there. Abstraction means what is relevant, that only you will be showing, like how a car works. Okay, if you're just driving a car, you will be just moving it forward, but you don't know what's actually happening in the engine, and you need not know that also unless you're interested to know that. With you knowing how car works or you not knowing how car works, that does not matter for the movement of the car. For the movement of the car, you need to know a few steps. That's only what matters. Same thing the AI also does. It does not discuss everything in depth. It discusses only those things what is relevant and find out the answer in a much quicker sense. Okay, that was about the second important question, which is AI technique. Okay, this much you have to write. Next, let's move on to the third important question, which is tic tac toe problem. A super important and widely asked question in the exams, and you must learn this at any cost. Okay, so what is tic tac toe problem? Basically, tic tac toe problem, the first thing what they are basically expecting is you to first define what is the tic tac toe problem. Okay, we all know what is tic tac toe problem, but you still need to define it. That's the way you write the answers. Okay, first define what is the tic tac toe problem. After that, you need to find out, means explain the approaches which are used in finding out the answer to the tic tac toe problem. There are 3 approaches. Okay, each of those advantages, disadvantages you have to write, and after that you will be approaching a final solution in which you will be explaining why this is the best technique. Okay, these are 3 steps you need to follow. Some stupid people, what they will do is they'll just start writing the algorithm and then they will finish it second, third. That's all what they will do, and they will say I wrote everything, I did not get marks. You stupid, you did not write anything. You did not write it in the way it is meant to be written. Okay, so you need to write what is tic tac toe. Tic tac toe is a board which is consisting of 3x3 matrix. See here we have 3x3 matrix, and each of these is represented by 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. There are 9 spaces present here, and in each of these space you will be doing something. This much you have to write first. Then you have to write what you will be doing in each of this space. In each of this space you will be either putting an X or you're putting an O, right? That's what you will be doing in each space. Now what's the point? If you're putting X, putting O, what's the point of doing this whole thing? Then you have to explain what is the winning strategy, what is the losing strategy. A person wins if the person is able to put all the X in a straight line or a diagonal line, or if the person is able to put all the O's and all the O's in a diagonal or straight or a vertical line, then the person will be able to win. If both does not do, it will be a draw. Those are the things which you need to mention initially, and that will also see what the thing is. This is a very simple topic. It will fill the page as well, and as well as you will be able to write it in a more elaborated fashion, whatever you are writing. Right, that's what the advantage it is. Write everything from your heart. Okay, don't just by heart the stuffs. So you'll be representing this by a diagram, when you will be winning, when you will be losing. After I've written this one, then you will be saying how do we implement it using AI, artificial intelligence. For that we have how many approaches? 3 approaches, as I told you. The first approach is a very simple approach. It has some disadvantage. Second approach is a better approach, obviously better than the first one, but not better than the third one. The third is the best approach. So what's the first approach? The main thing is that in each of these boxes, see if you observe carefully, in each of these boxes you have how many things? 9 things are there. Okay, in these 9 things you can, if I consider just one of those 9 things in this space, what are the possibilities you can put? Either you can put an O, or else you can put an X, or else you can keep it as blank. There are 3 possibilities for each of this space. So if there are 3 possibilities here, there are 3 possibilities here, 3 3 3 3 3 3. How many total combinations can I have for the unique representation of the board? Like I can have X here, O here, and X here, like that. How many possibilities I can have in overall? That is nothing but I'll have 3 power 9 possibilities. And that answer is something you need not keep in mind. That answer, just write 3 power 9. These are total number of possibilities. The AI looks for each of these 3 power 9 possibilities and then classifies the answer. I'll give you an example. If you have a board like this and you put an X here, okay, initially there is 3 power 9 possibilities. Now you have put an X here. Now how many possibilities are left? 3 power 8. The AI will look from 3 power 8 and it will find out the most optimal one. That is the first approach. Now listen to the advantage and disadvantage. Advantage is that AI is able to play, everyone is happy, it's getting automated, we are getting more ahead in the technology. But the disadvantage is that it will take a lot of time to compute, or from the huge number, 3 power 9 is a very huge number. It will take a lot of time to compute that, as well as it will be causing a lot of resources to compute. It will cause a lot of time to compute. So these 3 cost disadvantage, time disadvantage, as well as the computation resources disadvantage. These 3, because of these 3, we have moved to the second approach. In second approach also it's the very same thing, just that you will be using some other notations and some magic square something it is there. Okay, you need not worry much about that. Just have to write some 2 key points which I will be telling you. Just write this much. Okay, this is the algorithm which you need to write for the second one. In this algorithm, view the vector as ternary number, convert into the decimal number, and in that decimal number make a move in the move table. That's all. Ternary number, decimal number, move table. Okay, after I've written this much, then you have to write what is the formula for winning, what is the formula for losing. Before also you did the same thing. You wrote something, the formula for winning, the formula for losing. This much only you did, right? Same thing you have to do for this question, for next all question, next all modules, next all subjects, for all the exams you need to do the same thing. Okay, so here what's the formula is that 3 into 3 into 2 is equal to 18 gives the win for X. 5 into 5 into 2 is equal to 50 gives a win for O. Now how does this work? It does not matter to us. We are concerned for marks. We came here for marks. We'll be writing this, getting marks and going. Okay, if you are interested in knowing this, you can find out more about that one. But if you just write this much, it will be sufficient for you. That was about the second method. Disadvantage is same. It is still causing more computation, as well as it is causing more storage space, and computation time is more. Done. Let's move on to the third one and the final approach, which is the vector approach. In vector approach, what you will have, you will when you put any point X, okay, so like for example from here you will be putting any point here as X. At that time you will be having many possibilities where you can put O and where you can put X and all. By using artificial intelligence, what is the most probable one, it will calculate and it will give the answer. Okay, it looks similar to the first approach, but that does not matter, because actually it is very similar, but just that some algorithm is differed slightly technically, so it is more efficient in this case. Okay, that's all what I've tried for the tic tac toe. And let's move on to the second, next super important question, which is regarding state space search. State space search means what? See what by the term you can fill much of your answer script. State space search. State space search means what? There's a space and you have to search a state in that. Now what is a state? Like that you have to start your answers. Okay, you have a problem, and for that problem there exist many solutions. Among those solutions, which is the best solution you'll be choosing and moving ahead? That state you are searching. You are in a particular problem, you are searching a particular state which is the best for that particular thing, and you'll be choosing that state and moving ahead. That search is called as state space search. Done. Now in the exam, what you have to write? You have to write this one. It is a method for finding out finding out a solution for a problem which is unstructured. Here you will be starting from the starting state and you will be moving to the final or the goal state, and in between whatever you do, that is only called as the state space search. Now the question is how you will be doing these things. For that, the state space methodology approach is that here you can see 6 things, but it's actually how many things? 3 things only. Start, process, get the output. That's all. Everywhere, every algorithm is like this only, but some slight differences are there. We don't care about the slight differences. The main things you need to keep in mind and modify the answer, elaborate it accordingly, according to the context. Like for example, if you ask me how do you write the elaborated form for this particular question, state space approach they are asking, you have 3 things in mind: start, process, output. Now what is start? Start, you can put it as follows. There's many problems outside which has to be solved, and from that problems, for each solution of the problem, you'll be having many approaches. So you'll be choosing one of the approaches which is the most optimal one. That will make you to reach the second point, which is process. In that process, you'll be modifying and doing something which will make you to reach the solution more faster. And finally, when you reach the solution, you'll be comparing if there was any other method which is more better possible, you'll be choosing that one, or else you'll be keeping in touch with this one only. Like that you have to write. But you can tell that has become more than what it is written here. It might be wrong, it might be right, but it is relevant, right? You'll get marks. Don't worry about that. Okay, so that's how you will be writing about the answers and elaborating it more in your own words. And that was about state space search. Let's move on to the next super important question, which is production system characteristics. Now see, production system characteristics means what? There is a system here, there is production here. Systems, production, there is some characteristics. Means it basically is talking about the different types of solutions and the different types of problems. Now what are the different types of problems that can be possible here? 4 things are there that you need to keep in mind: monotonic, non-monotonic, partially commutative, non-partially commutative. Monotonic means what? Independent. Non-monotonic, obviously the opposite of that, not independent. Partially commutative. Commutative means what? 1 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 1. That is commutative. Order does not matter. Non-partially commutative means what? The order matters in that case. Okay, so just have to remember these 4 things, but more than that you have to actually know what it means. So a few key points regarding each of these is that monotonic means what? The application of a rule never prevents the later application of another rule. The rule which you are applying, see, we are talking about monotonic. What does that mean? I already told you it means independent. If you are applying a rule and it does not prevent the application of another rule, that is what is called monotonic. Okay, independent means what? It does not affect the other things. That is what independent is. If a person is independent, the other persons are standing in front of him or around him, he is doing his work, he is not affecting others. That is what is called independent. That is only monotonic. Opposite of that, non-monotonic. Next, moving on, we have the partially commutative. Here the order does not matter. Okay, order does not matter means any permutation of those rules that is allowable also transform a state X into state Y. You have to transform state X into state Y, and there are many ways possible, but the order does not matter. You are performing step 4 first, then step 5, then step 3, then step 2. Anyways, you are reaching the goal Y. That's all what matters. It does not matter which way you are doing it. Okay, that is what is called about the permutation of those rules. Now see, I can give an example. If you have 7 friends, okay, and 7 friends are gone for a picnic, and you saw ice cream shop in front of you. Your friends told that let's buy ice cream, and they sent you to buy ice cream, and they told what are their choices. Some told they want orange ice cream, some told strawberry ice cream, some told mango ice cream. Now these 3 things are in your mind. How many you have to buy, and those things in your mind. When you go to the shop and tell the shopkeeper, give me mango, this strawberry and orange, it does not matter if first the shopkeeper gives you mango or orange or strawberry, which order he gives you. You will get all the ice creams, give it to them and eat for yourself, right? The order does not matter here. You are just concerned about the final goal. That kind of problem is called as partially commutative problem. Partially commutative problem, the order matters for slight purpose. So 4 keywords you have to remember here: monotonic, non-monotonic, partially commutative, non-partially commutative, non-partially commutative. Since you have remembered this much, remember this also. theorem proving robot navigation, chemical synthesis, and bridge. That how you memorize, that's upon you. Okay. And about this one, it's just the extra information. If you want, you can go through it, or else if you are feeling like it's very less, you can write in your own words, right? You can write anything in your own words. Let's go to the sixth super important question, which is requirements of good control strategies. What is the requirement of good control strategies? Understand the question first. Good control strategy. What is control strategy? What is strategy? Strategy means doing something. Control strategy means what? You are controlling the way you are doing something. Good control strategy means what? You are controlling something in a good way of doing something. And requirements means what? What is required to have a good control strategy? Now you will be able to actually understand what the answer is. For a good control strategy, you need two things. Okay, the first thing is that it should be causing a motion. What do you mean by causing a motion? Causing a motion means what? I'll take an example of a drunk alcoholic person. Here is the drunk alcoholic person. The drunk alcoholic person's home is here. Okay. Now the alcoholic person has to reach the home, and here is the bar. Okay, from where he got very much drunk and came. Now he has to reach his home. Now what is in his mind? He if he wants to reach his home, he has to take step forward and reach his home, but it is just in his mind. He's not doing it. He's just thinking he have to reach his home. He's standing like there like a stupid person. In that case, he will never reach his home, right? It should cause a motion means what? Whatever the step you take, that should make you reach to the closer of a goal. Take it generally. Whatever you do, it should make you reach closer to a goal. That only is a good control strategy. In that case, you will be moving ahead in your career or something, and you will be moving closer to your goal. That is what is called causing motion. Second is that it should be systematic. Systematic means what? If the alcoholic person take one step forward and one step backward, one step forward, one step backward, then finally what will happen? He will take one step forward, 2-3 steps backward, and again he will reach the bar, drink more. Okay, so that is what is called systematic. Systematic means what? Even if you are taking a step forward, you have to keep moving forward. You have to not come backward again. Okay, whatever the step you are doing for reaching the goal, you have to keep moving in the same direction. You have to not again redo the things which you are doing and again coming back in the initial position. That thing should not happen. That is called the second control strategy. How much I told, just translate it in the form of words and letters, and just write in the answer script. Okay, don't take the example of alcoholic man, but take some good example like chess game and all. Okay, so that was about the requirements of good control strategies. Two things: causing motion and systematic. Moving on to the seventh super important question of our module 1, we have water jug problem. So what do you understand about the term water jug problem? There is a jug and water is there. You are pouring water in that. About that, some problem is there. Okay, so this is very simple. Like if there is a jug, if you are pouring water, what is the problem in that? It's not that simple. If it was like just pouring water, do you think they'll ask in the 7th semester AI subject? No, right? So there's something relevant here. See, you have two jugs here. I'll explain you the problem first, then I'll be telling you what are the key points you need to mention, how to write in the exam script. Okay, so see here you have two jugs here. One is 4-liter jug, one is 3-liter jug. Okay, and you have two taps here. Obviously, if two jugs are there, how many taps will be there? Two taps will only be there, right? Okay, so two jugs are there and two taps are there. Now there is no marking in any of these, like this is the half, this is the quarter and all. Okay, you understand what I mean, right? It's just a jug. You know if it fills full, you know that it is 4-liter, and if this fills full, you know it is 3-liter. Now what is your step is that you have to fill 2-liter water in the 4-liter jug. Means you have to correctly fill 2-liter water. That's the question. You can either fill this water, pour some water here, and empty this jug and again pour something here. All these things you can do. The only surety is that if you fill this full, it will be 3-liter. If you fill this full, it will be 4-liter. That's the only two sure answers which you have. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, super important and super repeated question. So make sure you listen it very carefully so that that solution stays in your mind and you can easily write in the exam. Okay, so see here, how do you write this answer? The first thing is that I'll explain the solution. Okay, first fill the water of this one full 3-liter. Okay, keep imagining 3-liter I have filled here. Now how much water is here? Obviously 3-liter I filled, it is 3-liter here. Now what I will do, I'll empty this one. I'll empty this one and I'll throw it, and I'll transfer this into here. So here how much I will have? I'll have 3 liters. Okay, that's for sure. I'll have 3 liters here. Again what I will do, I'll fill this 3-liter water full again. Now here how many it is there? 3-liter is there. After doing that, what I will do, I'll transfer this water into this one until this becomes full. So this is already 3-liter full. if I put 1 more liter, it will become full, right? If I put 1 more liter, it will become full. Now I'll keep on filling from this one till here. Whenever it will become full, I'll stop. So what will happen, 1 liter from here will get transferred here, so it will become 2 liters here. Now I have 2 liters present here. I'll throw this water outside, so this will be empty. I have 0 here, this 2 I'll transfer it here, so this will become 2. Simple. If you did not understand, rewind it and watch. Okay, so that's how the solution is present. And first, now coming to the exam script, how you write the answers one by one. The first thing what you have to write is explain the problem. Okay, whenever you get a question, first explain the problem. The problem is very simple. You'll be having 2 jugs, right? So for the 2 jugs, you have to represent it using x and y. X represents how much water is present in the 4 liter jug. Y represents how much water is present in the 3 liter jug. That forms a state. For example, if I have 3 liter one and 4 liter one, I have 2 liters water here, I have 1 liter water here. What will be my state? My state is defined as x comma y. That means x means how much is present here, 2, and y means how much is present here, 1. 2 comma 1 is a state depicting this one, this situation. Like that you will be writing. Okay, that's about the x and y. How you will be representing state, that you will be writing first. Then what's your start state? Initially both the jugs will be empty, so start state is 0 0. Next state is, what is the goal state? Goal state is you will have 2n. 2n means what? 2 will be the liter of water in the 4 liter jug, and n will be means I don't care what is in the 3 liter jug. I'm just concerned I just need 2 liter of water in the 4 liter jug. That's all. Okay, so I have defined these things. That's the first step you have to write. Second step is you have to write the production rules. If you see this production rule, some people will keep on writing this 100 times and memorize. Those are like stupid robots. Okay, you need not be a stupid robot. You have to understand it like in a smart way. How do you understand in a smart way? Now observe what is written in these rules. First, draw 3 columns. Okay, in these 3 columns, you'll be having some rules here. Rules means if you are in a particular state, and if you want to reach a particular state, what are the rules you'll follow? Like for example, if you have an empty jugs, okay, just listen this story, you will easily get to know what is these rules. It's not that difficult. You have 2 jugs here, 3 liter, 4 liter, and if you want, you can either fill this full or you can fill this full. That only is the first 2 rules. If x is less than 4 or if y is less than 3, you can make it 4 and you can make it 3. Means 3 liter jug you can make it full, 4 liter jug you can make it full, even if it is not full. Okay, that's the first 2 rules, and you can just explain your own note what is present here. Whatever is happening, if you understand, obviously you will be able to explain it here, right? That much you can do. So need not worry about this one. You can explain in your own words. You're concerned about this one. Some state is there, you're doing some action, what is happening. Some state is there, you're doing some action, what is happening, that you're just depicting it. Now see, first 2 rules are done. Third rule is that, and third and fourth rule is that you have some water in this or this, and you're just emptying it. Some water you are removing it. For example, in 4 liter jug I have totally of 3 liters. I am removing 1 liter. I have how many liters left? 3 liters. 2 liters, right? So that's what. Here also what you are doing, x minus d. X is the liter of water in 4, and you are removing d from it. So it will be x minus d. Like that, you can do y minus d also. There is water, you are removing some of those. Last, the next 2 is that you will be removing it totally. Means emptying it. If there is some water in the x liter jug, empty it totally. If there is some water in the y liter jug, empty it totally. That forms the next 2 rules. Okay. After that, what you have is, you have some water here, you have some water here. For example, 3, 4. Okay, 3 liter and 4 liter jugs are there. Here you have 2 liters and here you have 3 liters. Now from these 2 liters, if you fill it here, it will be 1 liter and this will become full, right? And this will have 1 liter left. 2 liters were there, you filled. It just needed 1 liter to become 4. It became 4. Now that what happened, you transferred some of this until this became full. That's what they have mentioned here. You have some water here, you are subtracting some water, filling it until this becomes 4. Here also is subtracting and doing the same thing until 3 becomes full, like this. Okay, until 3 becomes full, you are filling the water from the 4 liter jug. That's what it's described here. The next rules are also in the same way. You are emptying this one, means you have some water here and some water here. This water, the whole water can be put here, and this will become 0 and this will be x plus y. Same thing if you do here, you have some water here, put this whole here, this will become full. That's all. The next 2 are this much. The last 2 are what? If you have 2 liter of water in the third jug, pour it here, this will become 2 liter in case this is empty. If you have 2 liter water here, don't do anything, you already have the 4 liter. In the 4 liter you have 2 liter. Okay, so this is how you need to memorize it, and this is a very simple form in which you can memorize. So how do you keep in mind this one? Initially take the 2 jugs, fill it till the full, empty some, empty full, transform the water until this becomes full or this becomes full. After that, just pour out, make one of them empty, and after that what you have is empty this but pour full here, empty this but pour full here. If 2 is there here, transfer here. If 2 is there here, don't do anything. This is your final answer. This way you need to memorize the production rules. Very simple format. Okay, the last one, after writing these two things, the first thing you describe the solution and the approach, you describe production rules. Third and the last thing is what is your solution. Very simple. You just have to apply some rules, whatever you have learned, and write the answer. Initially it will be 0 0. You're filling 3 liter water jug, pouring it here, and this will become 0. Again you are pouring it, and you're pouring until this becomes full. So it will be 4 here, it will be 2, empty this one, and this 2 will be transformed here. Whatever the rules were applied, just write our numbers to it and write this numbers here. That's all. What is it called? Super important question from exam point of view. Don't miss it at any cost. Okay, that was about the water jug. Let's move to our next super important question, which is heuristic techniques. Most asked is the BFS and DFS. Inside heuristic, A star and O star is the most asked. But for example, you can take hill climbing. Okay, so all these 5 things I'll discuss: A star, AO star, and what is heuristic function, what is BFS, what is DFS, in a simple format which you can easily remember. Now, what is heuristic? Heuristic means smart. Okay, smart like you. You are smart. You are heuristic. Okay, what does heuristic means is it will consider the context and find out the answer. Like for example, if you want to go from one place to another place, okay, and if you don't know what are the ways present, you might even go to Antarctica and come back, right? If you don't know what is the way, you might just start walking until you reach the place. It might be just 10 meter far, but you can go to America and come back, right, to reach this place. That is what is called heuristic. Heuristic means it will know the context of what is the best way possible to reach from one point to another point. That is called as heuristic. Coming to exam point of view, what you have to write, don't write Antarctica and America and all. Write this thing. It is a technique that improves the efficiency of search process, possibly by sacrificing the claims of completeness. It involves serving as an aid to learning or discovery or problem solving by experimental, especially by trial and error method. By using these techniques, it is finding an optimal solution by knowing the context of the problem. Okay, that is what is called heuristic. For this, obviously you will be using heuristic function. That the thing which implements it is called as heuristic function. It is what? It is a function that maps from the problem state descriptions to measures of desirability using represented numbers. By using some represented numbers or the cost, you will be finding out from one place to another place some solution. That is what is called heuristic function meaning. Okay. After you have defined these two, you have to give an example for heuristic function. The best example which I have found is the hill climbing. Very simple one, very sweet approach, easily you can remember. Hill climbing means what? Suppose that I'll draw a hill here. Very badly I draw. Okay, see. This is a hill I have drawn here. Now in this hill, which is a peak, you tell me which is the peak. This is the peak, isn't it? But what will happen when you reach this one? You might think this is the peak. Why? Because in the past you never encountered anything and you're not concerned about what is above it. Till this point you have the peak. So the program might confuse that this is the peak for the whole thing and this will take as a final peak. That should be not done. Okay, so for that only we use heuristic. We know the whole context, then only find out the answer. So this is one of the problem which is hill climbing. For more information about the numerical and the advantage, disadvantage, algorithm and the properties of the hill climbing, I have explained in the theory video. You can watch that. Okay, here hill climbing, the things what is given here, you can go through it and write in your own words. I have not explained much in detail. Whatever I explained, if you write in your own words, those are the same thing which is present here. Fine. That is about the example of heuristic search technique. Next, what we are left with is BFS and DFS, right? BFS means breadth first search. Very simple. DFS means depth first search. Let's draw a simple node and structure kind here. And in this node and structure, if I tell you to find out using BFS, what you'll do, you'll traverse this node and this node. Okay, so let's call it as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So you'll visit 2 3, then when you visit 2 you'll be visiting 4 5, then you will be visiting 6 7. Okay, this is the order in which you will be visiting, and this is stored in a queue. Okay, why? Because 2 and 3 you will visit, you will pop it out, then 2's neighbors are 4 and 5, you will visit them, then 3's neighbors you will visit them. This is called as breadth first search. In depth first search you will visit 1 2 4, then again you will be visiting 5, then again you will come back 3 5 3 6, then 7, again you will come back here. That is the DFS approach. Again, basically you have to write that only and write an algorithm for it. Breadth first search, the definition is here. If you feel scared to write in your own words, you can by heart this definition. And algorithm, you have the same thing. If you are not able to write onwards, you can just by heart this algorithm. What I told you, see, you have a node list here. Node list means it will be a queue. In queue, you'll be storing each of these nodes which you are visiting, and after that, when you visited one node, remove that node and store its neighbors. Like that, in an order you will be storing and just outputting that. If you have guts, write it in onwards. Don't try to by hand this like an stupid robot. Okay. Depth first search also the same thing. Whatever I discussed for the breadth first search, same thing you have to do for here also, and algorithm also is same. Don't even read it. If you know, you can write in your own words. Done. Next we have A star and A star. This is the last question from the module 1 for the super important questions. So let's get done with this one. A star and A star. Very simple. A star and A star both find us optimal solution. Obviously all algorithms find something optimal, right? If there is a start state, this is the final state, and in that you have many different ways to go. You can go here, then you can go here, like that you can go here, and finally you will be reaching the goal from many places, but which is the most optimal one? Here you'll be having some cost for going till here, for going till here, and each of those nodes will also have a cost. Okay, so those are the things which you need to calculate and find out the most optimal one. In A star, what you do, you'll calculate this cost, this cost, this cost, 3 possibilities from start, and you'll choose the least one and you'll move ahead with that and move ahead with that. Like that you'll do for each case. Here you'll come here, least which is the most least, you will go with that, and again keep on going until you reach the final state. For more depth information, watch the technical video. I have explained in that using an example as well. You can expect an example as well, so the numerical I'll discuss in a separate video. This is just for the theory video, the graph and the algorithm, those things. Okay, so this was about the A star. A star, what will happen is you'll be having one graph, kind of graph like this, where you'll be having 2 nodes attached together. Okay, what do I mean by 2 nodes attached together is that if you choose one of those paths, see, each of these paths will have some cost here, and each of those nodes will also have some cost here, which is called the heuristic node cost. So if you choose this one, you have to go with this one only. If you choose this path, you have to go with both of these paths. Why? Because this is AND. Okay, this is called as AND, this is called as OR. If there is nothing here, this is called as OR. If there is something here, that is called as AND. If you choose this path, you have to calculate both of these costs, traverse each of these from here till the end of the root node. I have to calculate the cost and then return the cost to this one. Okay, but it might look like if you are calculating 2 costs, it will be more, but that's not necessarily true. If you have 5 here, if you have 1 lakh here, now tell me which is the least cost. Obviously this is the least cost. 10 is far less than 1 lakh, so it depends on the cost. So you have to calculate and find out the answer. This is the A star approach. Okay, so what you have to just write is the few theoretical concepts, and then you have to write the algorithm. Done. In the A star search algorithm, some theoretical concepts you can go through it, or else whatever I told you can write in your own words. Algorithm I'll slightly touch. Place the start node in the open node, remove from the open. See, once you consider a node, we'll remove it from the list. Okay, after that find the smallest f of n value, which is the smallest function value, heuristic value. Choose that, move ahead with that, insert the further nodes which you have, again choose the smallest, again move further, and that's all what is there till here. Find the f of n value of all 6 there, find out the smallest, again come here and choose another node, put it, make it as close, again move further, again do the same things. That is the A star search algorithm. Moving to the A star also, the same thing I have mentioned, whatever I mentioned. If it is OR, you can just go through it. If it is AND, you have to go for both the considerations. That's what's present here. There will be open and closed list. H of n is the heuristic node values value, and A star algorithm also a similar one. You'll be having a list into open, choose that node, and once you choose that node, remove it, it is closed, and see if there is an AND. If it is an AND, insert both of the next nodes. If it is not, if it is just OR, just go through it, and once you consider an AND, consider both of those nodes separately, move ahead and find out the answer. If you want, you can go through it once, or else whatever I told you, you can write in your own words. That marks the end of the module 1. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.